How's it going, boys? Welcome back to Know Your Owners. Josh Meredith couldn't make it out today. I'm stepping in for him. I'm Michael Urias. I flew out here to Oregon to see our next owner, Kurt Greeley. Kurt, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Michael. Just drinking one of my home brews. I actually bottled up last week. I grow my own hops these days, Michael. If you didn't know, very good. I'm proud of this one, and feel free to take one back to Iowa and show the boys if you like to, Mike.
I'm going to go ahead and pass, but what I would like to talk to you today about is a little bit of fantasy football. I'd just like to say, congratulations on the season so far. You haven't been too awful.
Thank
And
you.
what I'd like to also
Before
ask,
you get too far into this, Michael,
yeah,
I'm going to just say one thing. I'm going to stop you. I'm going to start this. I told you boys at the beginning of the year in my preview, I am making the freaking playoffs. That's right. I will be making the freaking playoffs.
that's good, Kurt.
I'm just letting you know. I told you at the beginning of the year, and I'm gonna follow up on that.
Okay, understand that. Let me ask you something. Well, I guess I know how you feel about making the playoffs. How do you feel about your lineup this week?
Tell you what, Mike, that lineup, it's stellar. It's stellar. I'll just take you through it real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I've got Russell Wilson at quarterback, Seattle Seahawks quarterback. Percy
Mhm.
Harvin's coming back, and I know Meredith, he'll like that one.
Yeah.
Andre Ellington, newly acquired Andre Ellington. I also have Chris Ogbanaya. Chris Ogbanaya is in my running back slot this week. Then I've got Vincent Jackson, a top 10 wide receiver.
Mhm.
Tell you what, he'll be top 10 because I said so.
Yeah.
And also known as VJax, which, it's just VJax.
Understand.
I've got number one wide receiver. Yes, I said it. He is the number one wide receiver, Antonio Brown. Also, the undisputed number one tight end. Undisputed number one tight end, Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
Then, on top of that, Michael,
Yeah.
I've got a plethora of other players. I've got a plethora of other players on my bench.
Plethora. That's a hell of
Feeling
a
pretty
word.
good, and I think I'm going to beat Humpty this week. But let me just check here. I'll go through the other matchups. We'll check on. Well, let's see. We've got Meredith and Z, babe. I don't know who's going to win that one. It'll be a good matchup. Hey, Mike.
Yes, Kurt.
Okay. Yep. Well,
Continue.
what I was saying here, if you don't mind, is
Mhm.
I was going to pick the games.
Yeah.
But
Let's go ahead and move on from
okay.
that. We'll do that later.
All right.
What I would like to ask you next about is how do you feel about Derek's video just recently?
Oh, that one. Sorry, but that one made me laugh. It was well done, D-Mac. That was D-Mac. That was good. That was really good. Shut up. That wasn't.
What?
Shut up.
Are you all
Sorry.
right?
That was guys. That wasn't Jamie. Don't worry. That was my cat.
Oh,
That was my cat.
okay.
Okay.
So let me just ask you this, Kurt.
Shut up! I told you, shut up! Alright.
Are you gonna be all right?
Stupid cat. It's
I
not
understand.
It's not Jamie, guys.
I'm
Not-
allergic, so could you please
Yeah,
keep it?
it's not Jamie.
Yeah. Yeah, I do understand the cat problem. I cannot stand cats, but
I love him.
that's good. Well, moving on to our next subject. It seems that you've developed a rivalry with Marshall.
Yes.
You have, yeah. So talk to me a little bit about that. How do you feel about that rivalry?
Well, one thing that I would say about it is that I wouldn't consider it a rivalry. It may have been at one time, but his team is so bad that I don't know that I can consider it a rivalry. His team is terrible. I mean, just take a Michael, while we got it up, just take a look how bad that team is. Honestly, he can never pick the right players. And do you remember, Marshall? Now that you're listening, do you remember calling me out? I mean, your team is terrible. I've got some receivers if you'd like. I mean, you got nothing. It's just terrible. But if you'd like, I've got a couple of receivers that I could probably send you if you want to.
Is that the ones that are in your plethora?
That would be correct, Michael.
All right, cool. Well, hey, Kurt, before this turns into one of your 15-minute long debacles, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So what we'll do is I'll give you just one closing statement. What do you think?
Well, in my here last minute or so, I want to bring one thing up, and
30 seconds. But
this has to do with you as well, Michael.
Okay.
I mean, the varsity division is just so much better, and we know that. I mean, take a look at the. I don't need to go through everything, but just take a look at the points and the records. Our division's far superior, but the one thing that is just eating at me as I sit out here in Orbit every day is the JV division. Just pay up. I mean, why don't you pay up? Why don't you just pay him? Honestly, we are sitting here and we're in week 10, 11, whatever it is, and Meredith asked to be paid a long time ago. Why don't you guys just pay him?
Yeah, we're definitely getting right on that, Kurt. But don't worry, the debts will be paid.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that up there. That's all the time we have here on Know Your Owners today. Kurt, thank you very much for being a participant.
Boys, don't forget my home brew. If you like some, I can certainly send some back with your fill-in host here, Michael Urias.
I'll tell you what.
Peace, boys.
See ya.